This specialty floating shelf hardware is supposed to be the answer to solid floating shelves. But for a pricey $100 for a 4-foot length, you're instead left with a pricey, extremely frustrating install.
Oh, come on. Son of a...
And if the walls are even a little bit crooked, you're screwed. At a fraction of the cost, I'll show you a better way that is strong, versatile, easy to install, and cheap. With this $10 or less all-thread rod. To get into it, we were planning to use these hover brackets to install our floating shelves and an office until...
Oh, we're gonna put some floating shelves in and everything looks so groovy and cool, and then we go to look at the back wall and holy Christ almighty. Oh, wavy gravy. That is not gonna work.
Hover brackets can work, but not in walls this crooked.
Wavy gravy.
In fact, the walls need to be pretty much perfectly flat for the hover bracket, which is essentially a glorified French cleat. So any little bend or curve is no bueno, and it's going to drive you nuts. Now what? Well, obviously the first step was to scribe and shape the shelf to fit the madness.
Thought Fridays were supposed to be easy. Come on, what the fuck?
The other unfortunate problem with the specialty hardware is you need to dado the back of your shelf to receive part of the hardware, but after scribing it, this wasn't going to work. So, plan B. This is where the all-thread comes in. Chopped up to roughly 10 inches long, these will be what hold our shelves solidly in place.
First things first is figuring out our height of our shelf, which we know the bottom will be here, and all the studs. There's one on the right of this plug and 16 inches from there. I'm going to test screw in there, find the exact edge of my stud, which is right where that screw is. So on the right of that is my stud, so I got 1.5 inches from that hole to here, so I can fit exactly dead center on my stud. I'll do that with any other ones I got going on.
But let me show you a few important things to help you set and install these all threads so that everything else will be a breeze. One is you should probably verify there's absolutely no wires or plumbing running through the walls to do this method, because you don't want to be drilling into those. That would be unfortunate. 2, you should also know how thick the walls are, for example 2x4 or 2x6, as you probably don't want to come out the backside. Which leads me to my next point. It's probably wise to mark your drill bit in some fashion so that you know where to stop before going too deep.
Uh-oh. Shit.
4, it's wise to start the hole with a smaller bit to help give the bigger bit a hole to follow.
Just gotta start the hole. That gives my bit somewhere to grab onto.
And 5, your holes need to be pretty level and not crooked. If you're at all worried about doing this, you could make up a single jig like I have here that helps to keep the bit level and straight.
Take my fancy dancy jig.
I just pre-drilled this block out on the drill press at the shop beforehand. You got the idea.
Now here's the thing, to get these into the wall nice and easy, you might want to grab a tap and die set and tap that out for the threads. At least if you get it started, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier than trying to force it like I was just showing you.
Instead of trying to turn these in by hand, the quicker thing would be to just use a device you probably have called a drill to buzz those in much quicker. Just be sure to mark the depth of the bar as well so that you don't turn these in too far. With the bars in the wall, it makes it easy to measure and mark it out to drill them out on the shelf. Again, I like to start the hole with a slightly smaller bit before using the full-size bit. I also like to go and make a slightly bigger hole than the all-thread bar to make slipping things in nice and easy. To drill out the holes in the shells nice and straight, you could do this with a drill press, but if you don't have one or want to haul one to a job site, you could always make a jig to help make drilling the holes out nice and easy. Or if you're a real cowboy, just eyeball it. Now, everything should just be an easy matter of slipping those drilled shells onto the bars on the wall. Or at least, mostly easy.
What the hell? Man.
Crooked walls create some havoc.
That's one. Jesus. but she's solid.
But with a little bigger holes, there's some wiggle room. And to secure the shelves, you could just put a dab of construction adhesive on the bars prior to slipping them on. However, I like to be able to remove them in the future, so a set screw tapped in from the bottom side to tighten against the bar works great, or you just caulk the shelf to the wall. Now you have some super sturdy shelves that will hold whatever you put on them without risk of falling. Maybe this method seems complicated, but truthfully, once you do it a couple times, it's really slick and gets a folding shelf put up in no time, with an added bonus of being super cheap. And if you like this process, give me a bonus by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing for more useful tips and tricks, or check out some of my other videos like this.